So folks, here we go. Our top of the order will join us on the course for the $20,000 USHJA International Hunter Derby. Glenn Mooney has been your course designer. Benches 1 through 10 will be the first round track. Top 12 scores coming back for the handy round. Our first to show on the course will welcome entry number 715. This is Scorekeeper. Scorekeeper and entry of the Quell Run Partnership, and Larry Glesky of Keswick, Virginia. Kelsey Farmer will start things off here on the first round track here today. Kelly Farmer, our first to show, out of 21, number 715. Scores are in for Scorekeeper and Kelly Farmer. Panel 1 scores a 77. Panel 2 a 79. Taking 5 of the option jumps there. Adding the 5 in to each one of our panels. So they need 82 for panel 1, 84. Final score for panel 2. Overall score 166. You can follow along with our scoreboard there. Brought to you by Riley. So again, Kelly Farmer and Scorekeeper will start us off for the first round with a score of 166, and that's your score for round 1. 120 is our next on the course. This is only one. Only one is an entry of Market Street out of Princetown, New Jersey, and Krasinski joins us on the course here. Long-time equestrian and a Grand Prix rider as well, fellow Olympian. And Krasinski and only one on course now in the dirt. Entry number 120, only one, and Ann Krasinski. Panel 1 will score 70 plus 5 bonus points for 75. Panel 2, a 68 plus 5. That'll be 73. Adding those two together will give Ann Krasinski a score of 148. Here's your next on the course. We'll welcome entry number 45. This is Stellar. Stellar is an entry of the Further Lane Farm of New York, New York. Sophie Michaels joins us on the course now with her first 2 rides on the first round of our USHJA International Derby, number 45. Scores are in for entry number 45, Stellar and Sophie Michaels. Panel 1 scores 73. We'll add on 2 option points for that, so that will give her a 75 for panel 1. Panel 2 will have a 75 plus the 2 option jumps, and that will be a 77. So again, 75 and 77 together. Sophie finishes up with a score of 152. Here's the next on the course. We'll now score entry number 593, LPF Woodford. LPF Woodford, an entry of the Lone Paul Farm out of Ocala, Florida. Holly Shepard has arrived aboard this 6-year-old Dutch Warm Blood Gelding. 6-year-old competed in 3 other international hunter derbies. They were second at the Gulf Coast Winter Circuit, 4th at the Memphis in May, and 7th at Devon. Holly is our 4th to show on the course in our first round of the International Hunter Derby out of 21 to show. scores are in for Holly Shepard. Panel 1 scores an 83. We'll add on the 5 bonus points. Panel 2 also with an 83 and an additional 5 bonus points for that as well. So a pair of 88 for both of our panels will be combined for a total of 176. Entry number 17 to their next on the course. This is Woodstock. Woodstock, an entry owned by Sabrina Hellman of Kentfield, California. Hope Glenn shows out of Penngrove, California. Hope support this 10-year-old Dutch warm blood gelding. Hope Glenn was the leading lady hunter rider for the Pacific Coast Horsemen's Association for the past 4 years. Champion of the $30,000 WCHR West Series West Coast Hunter Spectacular, top 20, both the $500,000 Hits Hunter pre-finals and the $100,000 USHJA Derby finals. Once she tours the course with Woodstock, entry number 17. And our scores are in for Woodstock and Hope Glen. Panel 1 will give a score of 86. Panel 2, a score of 81. Hope took 4 of the option jumps. We'll add 4 points to each one of our panel scores for an overall score of 175. Number 134 will join us on the course. This is Monterey. Kelly Cucciati is the owner rider, joining us out of Elizabeth, Colorado. She's aboard this Dutch warm blood. Join the course now under entry number 134. And our scores in for entry number 134, Monterey and Kelly Cucciati. Panel 1 scores a 71. Panel 2 scores an 80. We had 5 points on to each one of those scores as she took the 5 option jumps on the course. So that will be a total score of 161. We are keeping track of our total scores here. In the top 12 total scores will be returning for the handy round. $497 will be our next out of the course. That's the number assigned to Party Girls. Party Girls is an entry owned by Linda Bauman of Ocala, Florida. Ian Sellis is aboard this Oldenburg bred horse. Wants to tour the course under entry number 497. Scores are in for entry number 497, Party Girl, and Ian Sillick, 45 from panel 1, 41 from panel 2. Each one will receive the bonus points of 3. Well, that'll be a 48 to 44 for a total 92. Next up on the course in our first round, we'll score entry number 15. This is Weatherly. Weatherly is an entry owned and shown today by Aaron Bland, who joins us out of Carlsbad, California. He's aboard this 10-year-old warm blood gelding, trained with Sonoma Valley Stables in Petaluma, California. Sees in the younger amateur owner hunters, international hunter derbies, and low amateur owner jumpers. Aaron and her entry Weatherly won the $15,000 consolation round at the USHJA Hunter Derby Finals last year. Won numerous champions and circuit champions with the amateur owner division. Watch she tours the course with Weatherly, entry number 15. Scores in now for Weatherly and Aaron Bland. Scores a 47 from panel 1, a 46 from panel 2. So that's an overall score of 101 in the first round. Here's the next on the course, entry number 30 now to show. This is Taken. Entry owned by Jessica Stitt of Elburn, Illinois, shown by Kate Conover of Keswick, Virginia. To support this, that's Warm Blood, number 30. Scores are in for entry number 30, Taken, and Kate Conover riding for Jessica Stitt. She'll receive a score of 88 from panel 1 and 88 from panel 2. All 5 option jumps, so that makes it a total of 10 extra points on the board there for a total of 186. And there is your top score now in the first round. Here's your next on the course, entry number 31 will join us now for the first round of our International Hunter Derby. On the track now, entry number 31, this is Mythical, entry co-owned by Larry Zefke and Dr. Kim and Selma Garber of Keswick, Virginia. Kelly Farmer, also from Keswick, Virginia, will now join us with her second of 3 to show in the International Hunter Derby. Scores are in for entry number 31, Mythical and Kelly Farmer, panel 1, with a score of 84.5. Panel 2 with an 86. 5 bonus points added to each one of the panel scores, so Kelly Farmer and Mystical will finish up with a first round total score of 180.5. $180 will join us next on the course. 180 is Tiffany, an entry owned by Danielle Stacy of New York, New York. Victoria Colvin has arrived. Victoria, based out of Waxahachie, Florida. Fourth is Holsteiner. The Washington Tourist, of course, Tiffany, under entry number 180. Scores are in for number 180, Tiffany, and Victoria Colvin. Panel 1 scores an 80. Panel 2 scores an 82. She'll receive 5 bonus points to each one of those scores, so that will be a first round total of 172. Next up on the course, entry number 168. This is Loyalty. Scott Stewart has arrived for the Fashion Fun of New York, New York. Scott Stewart will be our 12th entry to show out of the 21 expected in the first round. And a voluntary withdrawal for entry number 168. Scott Stewart Loyalty received no score in the first round. We'll continue now the first round of the International Hunter Derby, number 239. We'll go into sound victorious. This is Ace of Spades. Emily Morris is the owner rider, showing out of McLean, Virginia. Aboard the Self-Francais. We'll watch toward the course under entry number 239. Scores are in for number 239, Ace of Spades, and Emily Morin. The score for panel 1, 78.5. Panel 2 will score a 73. Emily took 4 option jumps. We'll add 4 points to each panel's score. So she will finish up with a first round score of 159.5.
Oh.
136 will be our next on the course. This is Drumline. Nicole LeVere is the owner rider, joining us out of Elizabeth, Colorado. She's aboard this Swedish warm blood, joining the course now in our USHJA International Derby, number 136. Scores are in now for number 136 Drumline and Tacoma there. Panel 1 a 35, panel 2 a 30. 2 bonus points for 2 bonus jumps were taken. So we add 2 bonus points to each one of the panel scores. The first round total score will be a 69. Next up on the course will be entry number 579, and next to tour the course, this is Carino. Carino is an entry owned by Terry Morrison of Ann Arbor, Michigan. Paul Matthews of Somerset, Virginia has the ride aboard this Holsteiner. He will be our 15th out of 21 to show, and again, Paul shows under entry number 579. Scores are in for entry number 579, Carino, and Paul Matthews. Panel 1 scores a 79. Panel 2 an 87. Paul took all 5 of the option jumps. We'll add 5 points to each one of the panel scores. That will be a score of 176. So we do have a tie here on the scores. However, panel 1 in the first round is tie-breaking format for the scores. So that will be the lesser of our two 176 total scores. Number 16 will be our next on the course. This is SBS Caramond Z. Entry owned by Shelly Gambardella of Pasadena, California. Hope Glenn is aboard this 10-year-old Zinger Show gelding. Hope has been the HorseShowTime.com Rider of the Year 3 times. She received the Arthur Hawkins Award of Excellence in 2012 and was inducted into the Equus Hall of Fame also in 2012. Her horse was circuit champion in high performance hunters at Thermal in 2013. Top 10 in the $50,000 East versus West Hunter Challenge, fourth in last week that is, in the $25,000 Derby in 7th. Let's see towards the course now, Hope Glen and SBS Caramond Z. Scores are in for entry number 16, SBS Caramond Z and Hope Glen. Panel 1 scores at 81.5. Panel 2 at 80.5. Hope took all of the option jumps. We will add 5 points to each of our panel scores. Overall scores are 172. That will tie with entry number 180. But that, with the tie-breaking format, will be the lesser of the 172. Correction, that is the higher of the 172. $748 to our next on the course. This is Triumph and Holly Shepard aboard. Loretta Patterson Gentry. Loretta Patterson of Omaha, Nebraska. Holly Shepard of Grand Bay, Alabama. Tours this Dutch warm blood in our USHJA International Hunter Derby. And Holly also will be showing Triumph in tomorrow's $75,000 Grand Prix here in Upperville. Watch the tours the course for Triumph, number 748. Scores are in for Triumph and Holly Shepard. Panel 1 scores a 78. Panel 2 was 70. Holly took the 5 options, so we'll add 5 points on to each one of her panel scores. So that will be a first round total of 158. That will go into your 11th position. The cutoff score now is set at 152. That's the required score to go into round number 2. Number 44 will be our next on the course. This is Mahalo. Sophie Michaels now returns for the second entry for the Further Lane Farm of New York, New York. Entry number 44. And our scores are in for entry number 44, Mahalo and Sophie Michaels. Panel 1 will score a 64. Panel 2 scores a 65. Sophie took one option jump, so we'll add 1 point to each of the panel scores. And that will be a first round score of 131. That will be below the required score to return for the handy. Once again, the cutoff score to return for round number 2 is currently set with a score of 152. Number 32 will join us next on the course. This is on cue, an entry of the CH Farm of Delano, Minnesota. Kelly Farmer is aboard this warm blood for her third entry to show in our USHJA International Derby. Kelly on the course is our first of 3 left to go in the first round. Scores are in for Kelly Farmer, and on cue, panel 1 will score an 82. Panel 2 will score an 81.5. Kelly took all 5 of the option jumps, so we'll be adding 5 points to each of our panel scores. So she will finish up with a score of 173.5, and that will raise your cutoff score to 158. .157 will be your next on the course. Our first with just 2 rounds remaining. This is inclusive. An entry on by Betsy Parker here of Middleburg, Virginia. Victoria Colvin will join us on the course aboard this warm blood. We'll watch to see is our first of just 2 left in the first round. And in between round, folks, we do have a special treat for you on the scoreboard. And that will be the live viewing of the Belmont race. Scores are in for Victoria Colvin and inclusive. Panel 1 will score an 85. Panel 2 will score a 90. Victoria took 5 of the option jumps, so we'll add 5 points to each one of the panel scores. Victoria will finish up with a score of 185, raising your cutoff score to 159.5 or better. Here's your final entry on the course now in the first round of the USHJA International Hunter Derby. Our last to go will be entry number 514. Mark My Words. Mark My Words, an entry on shown by Elizabeth Motion right here in Upperville, Virginia. Elizabeth aboard the course with her warm blood will be our final first round effort. scores are in for entry number 514, Mark My Words, and Elizabeth Motion. Panel 1 will score a 58. Panel 2 will score a 60. One option jump taken, so we'll add 1 point to each one of our panel scores. So Elizabeth will finish up with a first round score of 120. So folks, that does conclude our first round of the USHJA International Hunter Derby here in Upperville. Set to go now with round number 2, the handy round here for the USHJA International Hunter Derby. Let's take you through the course that our riders will be competing over. Again, a very important note for our spectators right there in the corner by the scoreboard. So again, folks, we'll be underway in just a moment here with round number 2. So please, if you are by the scoreboard, stay off the rail there. That is part of the course. Here's the course from the gate. Here's our first one coming right in. $239 is our first on the course. Ace of Spades and Emily Morin out of McLean, Virginia will start us off here. So now returns for the first round score of 159.5. So folks, here in round number 2, the International Hunter Derby, riders receiving the scores. Panel 1 will be an 80, panel 2 is 76. On the International Derby track, riders get extra handy points as well, from the score of 1 to 10. Panel 1 will score a 3 for the handy. Panel 2 will score a handy score of 2. The rider took 2 option jumps, so 2 points are added to each one of the panel scores. If you keep up with all the scores, that would be a total score of 165 for round number 2. Adding in their first round score of 159.5 gives them a 2-round total of 324.5. 134 is our next on the course. Now to show, this is Monterey, and Kelly Cruciati, the underwriter out of Elizabeth, Colorado. Kelly now returns with the first round score of 161. One to 34, Monterey and Kelly Cruciati. Panel 1 scores a 55 plus 2 handy points. Panel 2 scores a 55 plus 5 handy points. He took 4 option jumps, so 4 points added to each one of the panel scores. That will give her a second round score of 125. Let in her first round score of 161 for an overall score of 286. $7.15 will be your next on the course. Next to show is scorekeeper Kelly Farmer, running for the Colorado Partnerships, and Barry Lefty of Casper, Virginia, will now be returning with the first round score of 166. Entry number 715, scorekeeper, and Kelly Farmer. Panel 1 scores a 70 plus 5 handy points. Panel 2 scores a 68 with 6 handy points. 4 option jumps were taken, so we add 4 points to each of the panel scores. Kelly will finish up with a second round score of 157. Adding in the first round score of 166, gives her a 2-round total of 323. 180 will be our next on the course. This is Tiffany and Victoria Colvin riding for Daniel Stacy out of New York, New York, 180. Entry number 180, Tiffany and Victoria Colvin. Panel 1 scores an 85 plus 7 handy points. Panel 2 scores an 85 as well with 5 handy points. She took 4 of the option jumps, so 4 points will be added to each one of the panel scores. And that will give her a second round score of 190. We'll add in a first round score of 172. That will give her an overall score of 362 and the new lead for the Derby. Number 16 will be our next on the course, SBS Caramond Z. Hope Glenn rides for owner Shelley Gambardella of Pasadena, California. She now returns to the first round score of 172. Entry number 16, SBS Caramond Z and Hope Glenn. Scores are in. Panel 1 will score an 82 with 6 handy points. Panel 2 will score 79 with 5 handy points. She took all 4 of the options, so 4 points will be added to each one of the panel scores. And that will give her a second round score of 180. We'll add in the 180 with her first round score of 172. That gives her an overall score of 352. Here we go with our fifth on the handy card. Entry number 32 is on cue. Entry of the CH5 of Delano, Minnesota. Kelly Farmer joins the side course now. She'll be returning with the first round score of 173.5. Scores are in for Kelly Farmer and on cue. Panel 1 scores an 83.5 with 8 handy points added on. Panel 2 an 84 with 6 handy points. Kelly took all 4 of the option jumps and will add 4 points to each one of our panel scores. And that will give her a second round score of 189.5. We'll add that in with her first round score of 173.5. 2 round total, 363. And that is your new class leader. Taking the option to move up in our order of go for the second round. We'll score number 579 for our next. This is Carino, entry of Terry Morrison of Ann Arbor, Michigan. Paul Matthews has arrived now. Paul now returns with his first round score of 176. Scores are in for Paul Matthews and Carino. Panel 1 scores a 50 with 1 handy point. Panel 2 a 53 with 3 handy points. Paul took all 4 of the options, so we will add the 4 points to each one of our panel scores. So his second round score is a 115. Adding in his first round score, the 176, will give him a 2 round total of 291. 593 is your next out of the course. Now to show, this is LPF Woodford. Holly Shepard riding for the Lone Palm Farm of Ocala, Florida. She now returns to the first round score of 172. Scores are in for Holly Shepard and LPF Woodford. Panel 1 scores a 66 with 5 handy points. Panel 2 scores a 62 with 0 handy points. Holly took 2 of the option jumps, so we add the 2 points to each one of our panels. And that will finish up with a second round score of 137. We add the 137 to her 176. 2 round total, 313. '17 will be our next entry to show on the course. This is Woodstock. Hope Glen has the ride for owner Sabrina Helmet of Kempville, California. She'll now be returning with their first round score of 175. And the scores are in for Hope Glen and Woodstock. Panel 1 scores a 79 with 9 handy points added on. Panel 2 and 82 also with 9 handy points. She took 2 of the option jumps, so adding the 2 points to each one of our panel scores will give her a second round score of 183. We take that 183, add in her first round score of 175 for a 2 round total 358, and that currently goes into your third position for standings with 3 rounds remaining. Final 3 to go. Here's our first of the 3 left. Number 31 is the entry number, and that's the sign of Mythical. The entry cone by Larry Glefke and Dr. Kenneth Silver-Garber of Keswick, Virginia. Kelly Farmer is in the irons. Kelly now returns to their first round score of 180.5. Scores are in for Kelly Farmer and Mr. Colt. Panel 1 scores an 87 with 7 handy points. Panel 2 also an 87 with 7 handy points. Kelly took all 4 of the option jumps, so adding those into our panel scores will give her a second round score of 196. Adding in a first round score of 180.5. 2-round total of 376.5, and the new lead in the International Hunter Derby. .157 will be our next on the course. This is inclusive. Victoria Colvin riding for owner Betsy Parker. He will be our first of 2 remaining for the handy. Scores are in for entry number 157, inclusive, and Victoria Colvin. Panel 1 scores at 89 with 9 handy points. Panel 2 scores at 90 with 8 handy points. She took the 4 option jumps, so adding those points in for our panel scores will give her a second round score of 204. Adding in a first round score of 185. That will give her an overall score of 389 and the new lead in the Upperville International Hunter Derby with 1 round remaining. Here's your final on the course, entry number 30 in the handy round. This is taken. Entry of Jessica Stitt of Elburn, Illinois, shown by Kate Conover. He now returns for their first round score of 186. And our scores are in now for entry number 30, Taken and Kate Conover. Panel number 1 will be scoring an 88 with 7 handy points. Panel 2, an 88 with 6 handy points. 4 option jumps added for each panel score. That will give her a second round total of 197, an overall total of 383, and that goes into your second position for the International Hunter Derby. So folks, a big round of applause for all the riders who competed in this year's $20,000 Upperville International Hunter Derby, part of the USHJA Derby Series. We'll have your official results and awards presentation coming up in just a few moments. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we'll be inviting our top hunters into the ring for our awards presentation of this year's International Hunter Derby, brought to you by Charles Owen, Dr. Betsy Parker, Ted Top at Performance Saddles, and Doug Wheeler. I'd like to thank them for their support in hosting our USHJA International Derby. We'll invite those folks out onto the field as we will be presenting our top hunters here today. Last year was the very first year we had a derby here on the Hunter Derby, that is, on the jumper side. Last year's winner was inclusive and Victoria Colvin. She is going to prove that point once again for 2013 with back-to-back wins. Congratulations to go out to number 157. That's inclusive, and Betsy Parker's entry, Victoria Colvin, had the ride. And she will be taking home our top honors here for the USHJA International Hunter Derby in Upperville. So folks, again, a big thank you to all of our sponsors here for the International Hunter Derby, hosted by Charles Owen, Dr. Betsy Parker, Chad Telfin, Performance Saddles, and Mr. Doug Wheeler. Back-to-back wins here for the Derbies in Upperville, Virginia. Congratulations to Victoria Colvin and inclusive. She had the ride for owner Betsy Parker here in Middleburg, Virginia. So the top honors going out to Victoria. 2 years back-to-back Derby winners in Upperville, Virginia. Our awards presentation going on right here in front of the Judges Tower. Again, congratulations to Victoria, an inclusive winner this year's USHJA International Hunter Derby here in Upperville. Our second place award goes out to entry number 30. That is Taken. And entry of Jessica Stitt of Elburn, Illinois. Kate Conover of Keswick had the ride for your second place in the International Hunter Derby. Third place on our course today. Congratulations going out to entry number 31. That is Mythical. That's stolen entry co-owned by Larry Glasgow and Dr. Ken and Selma Garber of Keswick, Virginia. Kelly Farmer was in the eye, and she will take home our third honors for the Derby. So our fourth place on the course will be going out to number 32, Kelly Farmer. We'll actually turn right back around there and take the fourth award. That was for On Cue and the CH Farm entry out of Salino, Minnesota. So Kelly third and fourth on the course and the overall scoring of our International Hunter Derby. Your fifth place award goes on to entry number 180. That is Tiffany. Victoria Colvin and the ride for owner Danielle Stacy of New York, New York. And Victoria will take the fifth place award. So Victoria coming back up now for the fifth place award. Our sixth place award will be going out to entry number 17. That is Woodstock. Woodstock at entry owned by Sabrina Hellman of Kidsfield, California, shown by Hope Glenn. Hope joining us out of Pin Grove, California, running with the Sonoma Valley Stables. The seventh place award will be going out to number 16, Hope Glenn again there. Now this time for owner Shelly Gambardella of Pasadena, California. Hope at the ride with SPS Caramond Z. And that will be the seventh place award for the Derby. Once again, the seventh award goes out to number 16, SBS Caramon Z, ridden by Hope Glenn and shown by Shelly, owned by Shelly Gambardella. Your eighth place award goes out to entry number 239. 239 is Ace of Spades, and owner-rider Emily Morin showing out of McLean, Virginia. She'll be taking the eighth award in the overall standing of the Derby. Ninth place on the overall scoring goes out to entry number 715. That's Scorekeeper, entry of 12-run partnerships. And Larry Gillespie of Keswick, Virginia, Kelly Farmer will be receiving the ninth award with Scorekeeper. 10th place on the course will be going out to entry number 593. That is LPF Woodford. Entry of the Lone Palm Farm of Ocala, Florida, shown by Holly Shepard. 593 takes the overall 10th place award.
Why does it take so long?
Your 11th place for the overall goes out to number 579. That's Carino. Paul Matthews on the right for owner Kenny Morrison of Ann Arbor, Michigan. And rounding out your top 12th place on the overall card, number 134, Monterey, and owner rider Kelly Cruciati, showing out of Elizabeth, Colorado, 412. So folks, congratulations going out to all of our riders who competed in this year's 2013 USHJA International Hunter Derby. Victoria coming up for one more photo opportunity with the USHJA cooler for the picture. So folks, looks like our awards have been handed out. At this time, we would like to invite our runners for a round of victory. Back-to-back wins in the Derbies here in Upperville, Virginia, 2012 and 2013. Now on our list, congratulations to Victoria Colvin and Inclusive. folks, that will conclude our day of activities here for the Saturday edition of the Upperville Colt.